This morning, we are sharing some life lessons about what it really means to be an emotional person and why it's not necessarily a bad thing. Here to explain how to interpret what we're feeling and why we shouldn't ignore our emotions, trauma therapist Anita Philips. Her new book, The Garden Within, is out next week. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So before we dig into our day-to-day emotions, we want to acknowledge that today is a hard day for a lot of people in this country with a lot of difficult memories and feelings. Sometimes on days like this, it all comes back. Can you talk about the importance of leaning on each other on a day like this?
Absolutely. Anytime there's a grief anniversary, we experience more of the feelings that we did when the loss happened. And so it's a good idea to do what we did when the loss happened. Lean into other people. Connect with people about it. Don't keep all of your feelings to yourself. Pick up the phone, talk about what you're reflecting on and how you're feeling. It's also good to try to take care of each other. That's what we do when people have a loss. And so on a day like today, we can feel empowered by supporting organizations that support survivors of 9/11 or first responders who are still dealing with health conditions. That can help us feel like we still can make a difference. Yeah. And finally, just listen to each other. If you get the call saying, I need to talk, don't try to solve it. Don't try to end on a high note.
Right.
Just listen.
Just listen. Be
Just
present.
Listen. Yes, be
don't
present.
try to solve it. I think a lot of people do that. I'm guilty of that. You know, Anita, we were talking about this stigma with being called an emotional person. Like, oh, that person is so emotional. But really, especially with our kids, our boys, it's not a bad thing to be full of emotions, to be in your feelings. Talk to us about why that's important. And it's important to lean into difficult emotions, too.
For sure, because we are all emotional beings. That's how human beings are made. And when we lean into our painful emotions, we actually position ourselves to live a very satisfying life. That's because just like when we're hungry, we eat and feel satisfied. Our painful emotions are telling us that we're hungry for something. Sadness is saying, I'm hungry for connection. Fear says, I'm hungry for safety. Anger says, I'm hungry for value, for boundaries, for personal worth. And so when we ignore the pain, we don't feed the need. And so underneath, we're hungry all the time.
What happens if you do continue to ignore some of those feelings that you just mentioned?
The same thing that happens when you don't eat for so long and then you go grocery shopping. Oh my goodness. You may not make very healthy decisions, right? You don't always make healthy decisions about what to eat when you're starving. And when we have starved ourselves for the connection, the worth, the safety that humans need to survive, we can suddenly try to get that need met in a way that's not healthy. But that doesn't make the need bad. It means that I need to be getting it met regularly.
So many light bulbs are going off.
I know. We have about a minute left. Talk to me about the importance of the mind-body connection. I think more and more we're learning that you can't necessarily disassociate the two.
You absolutely cannot. Emotions are bodily experiences, and I really dig into this in our book. And so when you read it, you'll see that we have to move internally to regulate our emotions. It's the fastest way there. So a deep breath. In for 4, out for 8. Do that for 60 seconds. In through your nose for 4, out for 8
do that
through your
before
mouth.
I go to sleep.
It brings you down, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, even though circumstances haven't changed. A cold shower. 30 seconds of cold water at the end of the shower will start to bring your body down. And personal connection. Your body knows when it's with safe people. Do eye contact with them. A few seconds of eye contact with someone who's safe will also relax your body. A hug, 20 seconds long, will relax your
20
body.
seconds.
20 seconds.
That's a long time.
I know, but lean into it with a safe person. And if you don't have that opportunity,
Hug yourself.
you can hug yourself.
Okay.
And it will actually do the same thing.
I love that.
I learned a lot from this segment.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Anita.
That was wonderful.
Again, her book at 20 seconds, so I got to keep hugging myself. It's called The Garden Within. It's on sale September 19th.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.